Moses helped us with all the details of how to appease God. The idea of the book of Leviticus was that God is a holy God and man is a sinful man. How can a holy God deal with sinful man? His nature of holiness will make him judge sinful man, so there is no possibility of sinful man doing business with the holy God. Hence the need for priesthood. Moses was able to gain insight into all the kinds of sacrifices that are needed to appease God so that humankind can have dealings with a holy God. So by the time we go into the book of Leviticus, which I would like you to go in your personal time, because I've already gone there, so let me tell you what is there. The first thing you'll find in the book of Leviticus are the five offerings that God has approved. So Moses was able to journey into the heart of God, and he was able to distill 5 types of offerings that can appease God, that can satisfy God. Is that clear? And the objective of these offerings is to bring us to a point where we can have a relationship with God. Because God knows that if we can relate with him, then there is nothing that is around our human existence that is omnipotence, that is grace and wisdom will not swallow up. The thing is, create a way, let us relate with God. And if that's what you want, you will need to offer elaborate sacrifices because of the kind of being that God is. He is a holy God. So for the Bible says that he had made him to be sin for us who knew no sin. Jesus knew no sin. But God in judgment put him in the place of sin. And that was the principle of substitution that was at work. So he knew no sin, that he might be made, that we might be made the righteousness of God in him. I would like you to see the beauty of substitution. The beauty of substitution. God made him that knew no sin to become sin, so that you and I will become the righteousness of God in him. So if you have received Jesus into your life, the sacrifice of the sin offering has been offered in your stead. The application of that sacrifice has worked his goodwill in your life, such that your new status in the new covenant is that you are the righteousness of God in him. That was only possible because God made him that knew no sin. He made him sin so that you can become what? The righteousness of God in him. I hope you know this righteousness is not a function of our works. This righteousness is a function of Christ. Christ has become our righteousness. Christ is the one that paid the price in order for us to have the stature of righteousness. And what it means to be righteous is the kind of thing that a judge declares in court after a case has come to the head, and all right, so he hits it and he says, this man, Fekemikbi, has been discharged and acquitted. She has been declared righteous. Now, after that declaration that the judge gave, even if she is the culprit, it is no longer so in the eyes of the law. How the law sees is according to what was declared. And the law has said that she is declared righteous. Your status of righteousness within the context of the New Testament and the New Covenant is not a function of what you did, it's a function of what Jesus did. It's not one of the things you did in order to qualify for. It's one of the things that was given to you as a gift. So the Bible says, how much more they that have received the abundance of grace and the gift of righteousness. The reason why it's called the gift of righteousness is because you did not do anything to earn it. It is Christ that has become your righteousness.